and welcome. This is Methodist in Focus. With Methodist in Focus, we're trying to bring to you highlights on the 2025 Expanded GPC reports that are being discussed by the leadership of the church as we are gathered here at Wesley Methodist Cathedral, Cape Coast. So in the morning, we had the General Directorate for children ministries. They came, so all the directorates under ministry, children's ministry, lay, ordained, gave highlights. Evangelism, mission and renewal, all of them came together and highlighted the report as was presented with the recommendations and resolutions as was moved at the meeting in the chapel there. This afternoon, the focus is on it. If it was a secular institution, you would have said the engine of the church, the engine room or the lifeblood of the church. But the lifeblood of the church is the ministry, evangelism. But the money room, you are not wrong to say that. So the General Directorate for Finance and Development, that is where our spotlight is on Methodist Focus this afternoon. Our guests will give us highlights on the reports as presented to the Expanded GPC this afternoon. We didn't want to move away because it's an interesting directorate with an interesting mandate and functions. The monies that we bring, the monies that are expended, you really want to know what has become of them. We are joined in the studio by our wonderful guests, the Director for Finance, the very Reverend Ajay Ajiman. Papa, good to have you on Methodist Focus. You're welcome. Also with us in the studio is the very Reverend Godfred F. Ajapon. Very Reverend Godfred Ajapon is the Director for Resource Mobilization, the man who handles compliance, accounting rules and principles being adhered to. The Director Internal Audit of the Methodist Church Ghana, Brother Samuel Ayi. Gentlemen, welcome to Methodist in Focus.
Thank you.
And our viewers are more than ready and excited that at least we are here to throw light, give them insight into the reports that have been presented. First off, let me start with you, very Reverend Ajapon, then I go in that order. What is the mandate of your directorate, resource mobilization? What do you do?
Please let me correct this. I'm not very reverend. I'm a reverend.
That's fine.
Reverend Godfred Ajapon.
Very well corrected.
Yes. Our mandate basically is to raise monies so that we can also take care of those critical and areas, projects, societies who are having difficulties in putting up churches, manses, and schools that are also needed money also to help put up structures. And for next year in particular, our focus will be on our GAMSU projects at our various tertiary institutions.
Very well. Interesting area there. We'll come to GAMSU because their issues are enormous. And it's going to require a very huge pocket to do that. So that is what you do basically to raise monies to finance the projects of the church. That is what Resource and Mobilization Office does. Director of Finance, very Reverend Ajay. What do you do? What is the mandate of your directorate?
Okay. The mandate of the directorate is to manage the finances of the church. And in so doing, we raise funds and then we expend or make expenditures. But what is normally done is that we prepare a budget and we try to go by the budget. And in terms of the assets, we also manage the assets of the church, making sure that the resources are judiciously used.
Okay. Okay, so that is what you do basically. So the resource mobilization raises the funds or mobilize it, then you ensure its judicious use.
Yes.
In the interest of the church.
Yes.
And for that matter, to glorify God.
Sure. That is true.
Internal auditor, sir. Some will say that yours is it's clearly spelled out, but the audit directorate, what is your role in the overall management of our finances as a church?
Much. As an internal auditor, we carried out an independent, objective assurance of all activities in the church so as to add value and to improve the operations in all areas within the church. Now, as an internal auditor, we work through the organizational chart.
Sure.
That is, every part of the organization, we have been given the authority and power to go there to carry out our audit. And secondly, we ensure compliance with all rules and regulations and laws that has been put in place concerning finances, our strategic objective, any other thing that makes sure that the objective of the church is achieved. And that's basically what we do.
So you do the internal auditing?
Yes.
Then there is also the external auditing.
You have external auditor. It comes to do, it works through the balance sheet of the church.
So we have seen notes and letters from your office to dioceses and circuits, and some run helter-skelter because it's coming from the audit office. Sometimes your findings have been made bare, and then how when you are done, you give management, is a report you give, what is the compliance from the dioceses where disparities have been found in the past? Do you have a record of holding a society, a circuit, to account for not implementing your decisions?
We have a lot of them.
I see.
We have a lot of them. And because as for audit, it comes when you have finished carrying out your activities. And you may not know what you have done in the past. So we come and cross-check right from the past to the present. And then we come out with whatever you have done that is not in consonance with what you have been authorized to do. Now, in terms of compliance, as you are mentioning, we have come out with so many resolutions, as you could have heard from the report that we gave at the expanded GPC. And we have various areas that compliance has been a challenge. And for every report that we come out, we first of all discuss with the auditee, and then we issue observations up to them for them also to respond to us. So based on the level of the responses, we may decide whether to agree to it or to disagree with based on our findings. So it all depends on which organization, what type of findings that has come out.
Okay, very well. Very well, Judgment. So let's look at the period under review, January to June 2025. What has been the church's since the last conference, when you are measuring, what has been the financial performance as a church?
As a church, in terms of revenue, there was an appreciable increase in revenues. And I will say that in terms of the targets that were given to the circuits, to the dioceses, most of them couldn't meet their targets if we compare to the previous year. And the challenge here is with the declaration and payment system, the portal system. Some of them say they declare and make payment, but it does not reflect on our statement. And so there's always an argument that, oh, we made payment all right, but then it didn't go through the portal system, so our bank statement wasn't credited. And so the challenge of talking to our bankers who accept payments or deposits from diocese that are on the portal. And so we are working seriously at it.
Has there been training for the officers who are supposed to use that portal?
Yes. There is ongoing training for them. Sometimes, you see, the issue is that sometimes when they change stewards, and the one leaving does not train the incoming steward, then there's always a challenge. And so what we do is that when we are prompted, then we go in to train those people.
Train them. Yeah, I asked that because, well, if they are not trained, we're going to have this problem. Sure. Because they will still not be able to populate the software for us to have the data. But last one, then I'll find out.
Let me be quick to mention that, you see, when societies make declaration and they are to make payment at the bank, there's always a code. And you go to the bank with that code, you see. But sometimes what the tellers tell the listener is that they cannot use the code. And so they make the payment all right. But that's normally the normal deposit slips that they complete and that the bank accepts the money. But it doesn't go through a portal system. And so if we don't make reconciliations at the head office, then there's always that, because the secretary will say, oh, we made payments, all right, these are deposit slips. But since they didn't do that with the code, it doesn't reflect on the portal. So it's a challenge that we are dealing with.
I'm convinced it will be dealt with soon, so
hopefully.
That the needed revenue. Now, Papa, the revenue target, the budgeted revenue, which was in the range of 84 million, the actual we had about 81 million. Some dioceses did not keep to their. What is the plan? What accounted for that? Yes, what accounted for that? Is it because of the payment system you have mentioned, or it was just blatant non-compliance with the directive for them to send in their remittances, as it were?
Okay,
because we couldn't achieve our target.
Right. There are some societies that made a declaration, but they don't make the payment. That issue is also there. They made a declaration, but they don't make the payment. And apart from that, sometimes what they receive is not what they declare. But our auditors have gone. When they go around, they find this kind of situation. That what they receive at the end of the service is not what they declare.
What they declare.
Sometimes, like President was saying, that no, I think the audit this, that if after the service and then the money is counted and some are used to make expenses, you see, so they declare, they take out the expenses from the total receipts, and the net is what is declared. You see,
I'm sure much education will have to be done to the church officers or you've done the education and
But brother, well, I think sometimes it's a question of integrity and being faithful.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to pay any expenses out of what you receive for the day. You are supposed to deposit the full amount. Yes. So the issue is that if people have interest, then payments that you make to maybe ministers or lay preachers, you take it out of the petty cash, out of the interest, and not out of the receipts.
I'm sure with much education, we should be able to, just like you said, integrity. We should also be preaching it. And then, yes, Papa, mobilization. What has been the challenge with the resource mobilization strategy of the church?
I think the same challenge that we are facing here, we are also facing. Normally, we should expect the monies on a monthly basis. From the MDF level, every church member is to pay 1 Ghana cedi a month. And that 1 Ghana cedi a month by every church member is supposed to be sent to head office on a monthly basis. But most of the time, we don't see it like that. We get the monies towards the end of the year when we do the MDF Awareness Day. That's where they raise bulk of the money and they send it to head office. So that is
a challenge. I feel like I put the cart before the horse. What I should have asked before you even told us the challenge was what activities, what strategies have you done for the period under review to mobilize resources? If I see the activities and what has been done, then we can tell what the challenges were.
Yes. The church has its own way of collecting, mobilizing monies for our expenditures. Like if you come to the MDF, it's, as I said earlier, 1 Ghana cedi per member per month. Then apart from the MDF, we also have our main resource areas, like our tithes, our offerings, and our other source of income. That is where the 40% of those amounts collected is sent to headquarters for us to make payments from them. Yes.
Oh, okay. So it's the same basket, the same pool of church's main sources of funds that you mobilize.
Yes.
Per the structure of the church, right? So do we get external fund? Are you able to go and get partners to bring in foreign directives, or as it were?
Yes, occasionally we also seek assistance from outside partners, so that especially when we have specific projects, then we also seek funding mainly for projects. Yes.
So the 1 cedi per member, is it a month? Are we paying?
Yes, it's 1 Ghana cedi per member a month.
A month,
but they don't come on a monthly basis, as I've already said.
No, but members are paying.
In some societies, members do pay. They collect on a monthly basis. But in some other societies, they have their own ways of collecting their monies.
Okay.
But we have given them the number per every society. Like society A, we are 100 people. If it's 100 people, then it means 100 Ghana cedis a month. So the church has its own way. The societies, they have their own way of collecting, let's say, the 100 Ghana cedi per month. Some of them, they levy the people. Some of them, they also have their own way of raising their monies.
Brother Samolai, let me just ask quickly. You've been looking through our books. You've been over the period, and I've seen you at most of these gatherings for a number of years now. So the experience and your auditing lens, I know how sharp they are. What has, comparing after the last conference till now, what is our performance as a church? Are we improving compliance-wise?
Let me say that comparing last year's report and this year, I think there has been a slight improvement in the portal declaration, although there are still challenges. In terms of remittances and all those in the portal, there has been an improvement. Although we have petty challenges, as the Director of Finance have highlighted. And as an auditor, we always don't go in one way as it is, because the auditee will know our trend of work. So we have been changing from strategy of audit from one period to the other. So for this period, we zero in on the compliance. of the laws and regulations as pertain the Constitution and accounting manual. And then we have to go through all the systems that have been put in place. For example, payment voucher, it has to be done. You have to pay on within 24 hours. You have to pay all your monies collected in gross, and a whole lot of things. And then, for example, establishment of auditing office for finance and development. So we work through all these systems to ensure that, with a biased mind, of course, whether all these things are put in place. So, for example, if we go to one diocese, we look at the diocese en bloc, and then we take, for example, if 25 societies are not the coordinating offices, we look at the percentage in total of all the societies over there, and we bring it down. And it's so interesting. All the things that we did, we have a whole lot of issues that are not being complied with. But we believe that once we have come out with this, our ministers will ensure that it is reduced to the barest minimum, so that when we go into review, at least it will come down. We are not renting at all in the operation systems. We are into the operational systems to ensure that value is added to the output of every organization, of every diocese, of every society, and every directorate, so that the operations and the objectives of the organization, of the Methodist Church, is achieved.
Very well, very well. So, what are the variables that you use in auditing? Is it only the finances? Do you audit any other, or your mandate is just the finances? What are the variables?
No, as I'll tell you that we work through the organizational charts. So, for example, if we come to you, for example, if we go to health, and we are going to do the health directorate, we look at the finances that has been given to you, your objective that you have set in front of you for the year, what percentage have you achieved, what your challenges are, and what is the compliance level in general of every laws and regulations pertaining to your directorate. And then based on that, you will report independently to assure the presiding bishop that this is our observation, this is our findings, these are the responses that we have, and it will also be okay. So basically, our work is not basically on finance. It also cut across activities everywhere. For example, we audit the organizations. Organizations, we audit you. Have you achieved your objectives? Have you been able to account for all revenue that you collected? And a whole lot of things. Well, there's a need to train their treasurers. We bring them down and then we train them so that they will be at par with whatever the organization, the church needs. So our job is huge.
I can see that.
It's huge.
Let me look at standard practice, or let me say the global audit practice, as we trickle it down to our church. We always hear of external auditor. You have to see the external auditor's report, without which even the financial statements and things will not be considered. Is there a convergence between internal audit? What do you do for the church? Just like you mentioned, directorate specific, your spending and all that. Why must we always have external auditor to come and authenticate? Is there a convergence between the internal and
yeah, there's convergence. Because anytime the external auditor comes, they rely on our reports. They come to us first and then take our reports. And then that will give them the level of assurances that they have to do, the level of work that they have to do at the place. If they find our report credible, they may be doing some sampling audit and that token. If our audit is not credible, they may do total audit, substantive audit, to ensure themselves that they are satisfied. So there is a connection between the internal auditors and the external auditors that ensure that everything goes on well. So as for the external auditors, it's by law.
Exactly. I was going to come to
it's
that.
By law.
The Public Financial Management Act.
Yes.
That they must come without which.
Yes. Yes. Their report goes beyond the church. It goes beyond the church. So it is a must that we must get external auditors.
It's a legal requirement.
Yes, a legal requirement.
As it were.
Yes.
Very well. Very Reverend Ajaji, but let me come to the subject that, let me say, the elephant in the room. Wesley Towers.
Yes.
Wesley Towers. 31st August 2025. The last conference we were told we should have finished paying for the project.
By the end of this month.
By the end of this month,
yeah.
a few days.
Yeah, a few days.
Few days from now, as of June 2025, that you were reporting your reporting period. What is the position?
The position is that dioceses are in debt as to the assessment that was given them. And we have few days to end the month. So as it is, it's not likely that they would have cleared their balances at the end of August. So we are anticipating the end of this year.
And we are quite sure that we...
like was said by the immediate past presiding bishop. Now, if we are able to clear that debt, it will help the church in terms of interest payment. The other banks, they are interested. If you want to take 5 years to pay, they are okay with that, because in terms of interest payment, it means that you pay more. So that if we are able to mobilize funds and pay as early as possible, then it means that we'll be making a lot of savings.
Yes. So the principal is different from the interest. So the more we delay,
sure,
the more we pay. We know that it's what is the debt portfolio now? We know it was with the bank 21 million. Then there are other fund sources internally that we got.
Yes. That's about 26, a little over 26 million.
So in all, we are looking at 47 million more to go.
Sure. You see, it became very necessary to mobilize funds internally to pay part of the debt.
The loan.
I mean, so that, as I said, you make savings on the interest payment. And the issue is that, like was mentioned in the report that the General Director gave, some have submitted their payment plans.
Yes.
But unfortunately, for some dioceses, it's beyond 2025.
Some are completing in 2027.
Yes. And so...
It was a conference request that they submit payment plans.
Yes, that they submit payment plans. And the General Director, Finance and Development, he has been emphasizing on the need to make early payments. So that, because apart from the loan, like we said, apart from the loan, these internal borrowings, we have to redeem. I mean, we have to pay.
Okay.
Off.
So what it means is that we'll go beyond our plan of paying for. So church members should brace themselves. Is that it?
Yes. Yes, that's it. You see, just to share what a circuit September minister was saying, that for his circuit, he had, in quotes, stronger societies and weaker societies. Financially. So what they did was that they tried to encourage members. I mean, some of the members who could offer them some sort of soft loans, so that they pay up the levy or the assessment that is given them.
Very well.
And after that has been done, then they will make internal arrangement how to
come and just defray it and be free.
Yeah, defray.
Very well, Papa. We are very particular about getting it paid off, so that we will be free. Sure. Because, like members are some, as we say in local parlance, it is raining, but the ground is hard. So that they are freed a bit, as a way of encouraging the other dioceses, because we know from the report 5 dioceses have complied and paid. About 12 or so of them have not met the. Who are those dioceses? Sometimes we say name and shame. Can we do praise and praise? So that do they come off head? So that others will be motivated that these dioceses, maybe you are my neighbor, I have paid. If you haven't paid, I know definitely my diocese should be part, not in Accra diocese.
No, Accra diocese, they haven't paid 100%. They haven't paid up. Yes, but in terms of this in percentage, they have done well.
So which diocese has done well, so that we'll clap for them? Nipaya Adiosai, those who are not doing, which diocese is doing well? It doesn't come off head. Hey, Papa, if you know you can. Obuasi is doing well. Obuasi diocese is doing well. Obuasi diocese, thumbs up. You are highly commended on the show Methodist and Focus for paying your Wesley Towers commitments. Accra diocese should also do fairly well. There are some of the dioceses, by our definitions, they have stronger muscles.
Sure, like the journalist was saying, like Accra, for instance, so like Tema.
Yes, with
like
a strong muscle. Have they passed? Have they performed? Oh, you see, Papa is being diplomatic. Papa doesn't want to, but just as you do name and shame, we should do praise and praise.
Sure.
So that they become a model. Others are motivated. You don't take it that, oh, we are not paying. No, it is a responsibility. Viewers, if you are just joining us, just as Papa is thinking about the diocese that has performed creditably in paying for his Wesley Towers, this is Methodist and Focus, and we are highlighting the 2025 expanded GPC's reports. The spotlight this afternoon is on the General Directorate for Finance and Development. That is what the focus is on. So the report that has been presented to the representative session, it's what we are highlighting, and we are joined by the directors of the Directorate in giving us insight as viewers into what has really transpired in the session there. You just heard Director of Finance, the Methodist Church Ghana, the very Reverend Ajayi Ajiman. Also in the studio with us is the Reverend Godfred F. Ajipon, his Director, Resource Mobilizations, and Brother Samuel Ayi, Director, Internal Audit of the Methodist Church, giving us insight into what we've looked at: church's revenue, budgeted revenue, and actuals that came in, the challenges with what we have, and the mandates of the various offices. We've looked at compliance, and audit has mentioned why it is critical that we always have the external auditor's report before we can, because it is required by law, and there's always a convergence because the internal audit prepares everything, then the external auditors come to do the authentication, so there's always a convergence. And resource mobilization, the church's sources of funding, how we are mobilizing the resources, and we will look at going into 2026, the projections and what we should be looking out for. Almighty Wesley Towers, elephant in the room. We touched on Wesley Towers. As it stands, we have been told we have not met the deadline for the payment. As of now, we have not met it. We have about 47 million cedis to go because the payment plan is not being followed strictly. And we are saying that once we can do name and shame, why don't we do praise and praise? Some dioceses are paying. They are doing very well. And mention is made of Obuasi Bishop and lay chairman, and even the executive there. Kudos. Other bishops and lay chairmen and synod secretaries and treasurers, honorary treasurers. please copy Obuasi. Were you going to mention the last diocese that has done very well so that we clap for the diocese? You just remembered. Sunyani is also doing very well. Sunyani is doing well. All the time where you sit, you don't know the diocese that is doing well.
That data rests with finance.
It rests with finance. Very well. So for Penny Godfrey, let me come to you. Resource mobilization. What projects are we looking at? You mentioned that the focus is going to be on GAM. So by that, I'm gradually moving into our projections for 2026. GAMSU. What about them and what is the strategy?
Yeah, GAMSU for some time now have challenges at the various tertiary institutions of place of worship. As Methodist people, we don't have our own place of worship at the various tertiary institutions. And the presiding bishop has directed that for next year, we have to do well to start some projects for GAMSU. And for that matter, about 70% of all MDF revenue we are going to get next year, we'll be going to use it for GAMSU related projects. And the Sunday school, our children also, some of the societies, they have very good chapels, but where our children, they worship is another challenge altogether. So we are going to look at the two. Our children where they worship and the GAMSU too at our various tertiary institutions so that we can build some chapels at the various campuses and also at the various societies.
So by that, are we saying that other society and circuit chapels will be put on ice and then in the ensuing year so that we focus on getting a place of worship for our children and our campuses?
Like previously, most of the amounts we raise at the MDF level, they go to help these critical projects at the various societies. But now the focus
will be on
the GAMSU projects at the campuses and our children.
GAMSU should be very, very elated and excited because it's been a long cry. They've cried to presiding bishop every now and then at every opportunity. Yes. And I'm a patron of GAMSU, so I really know what the challenge is. Sometimes you need to buzz them. Currently, Accra Technical University, Asbury Downwell has been given to them to come. They have to rent buses to go and worship. I think the executive deserves an applause for the focusing on GAMSU, because they are our future. They carry out the size and thumbs up. GAMSU people keep praying that the resources will come in and this agenda can be carried through.
But we pray, let me also chip in, we pray that the necessary processes can be done. Acquiring the land and other drawings and other things so that we can, when it's time for us to take off, then we are taking off. The money may be there, but if we don't take the land and other processes, it means we can't access the money.
I can say confidently because I'm on the Northern Accra Campus Ministry, University of Ghana. We got it long time ago. Okay. So when we blow the whistle, we'll bring our plan. Okay. And so that you start with us. Yes. Very Reverend Judgment. In the morning show, when we had the morning show today, some of the callers, the concerns that came in was about resource mobilization, should I say payment, percentage system. What is the current percentage system that we are paying? If we get that, then I'll follow up with their concerns.
The current percentage system?
Yes, by way of education.
Okay, by way of education.
What goes to conference office? I think the diocese. You can come in there.
60. 60. And then 40 remains with the societies. But because of the emergency fund, what remains with the societies is now 38.
So societies.
That is their concern. I mean, some of them have been. They have been raising concerns that the percentage that remains with the society is small. It's small. And I believe that, for instance, this 2%, which is to support the Wesley Towers project. Now, when we are done with the loan, we will not demand that from society.
So you have some respite with the 2% when the loan is done.
When the loan is fully paid for.
Their concern is that, and I think it's legitimate to so. Their concern is that it's not all the societies do not have the same strength.
Right.
They don't all have the same financial muscles.
Right.
So why doesn't the church exempt like nursery societies, smaller societies, but it applies to all of them? The percentage system.
You see, it's. I think the percentage system is fair. I don't know. When we're presenting the report, the general director's report, the immediate past presiding bishop, he made that comment that assess this percentage system is very good.
Yes, we know. Other churches have even come to understand it.
Because when you see, when we're using the assessment system,
yes,
some ministers were not even getting their stipends at the end of the month because the circuit didn't have enough resources.
Directors are
but now with the percentage system, we're able to pay the stipends of ministers.
Yes.
Now, it's fair because, for instance, if what you received is 1,000 cedis, assuming what you receive for the Sunday is 1,000 cedis, and we are asking you to bring 60%, it means that you are bringing 600. And so if the society is weak and what they got is 500, it's still 60% of the 500. You see? So in terms of equity, I think it's fair.
But some come to church, they can't even raise 50 Ghana cedis.
Fine. So that if you raise 50 Ghana cedis, what we are saying is that bring 60% of the 50 Ghana cedis. We're not saying that bring all.
Is it you are teaching them financial stewardship? Or the fact that they are, just like we have brilliant but needy students who are exempted from certain responsibilities or commitment. Is it feasible? No, their demands. At the local level, their perception is that why don't connectionalism? Why don't the bigger ones, so that we, with the little that we have, the church leadership should consider smaller ones, exempt us from the percentage. Let the bigger ones be.
I think, my brother, I think what is happening is that some societies which are nursery, some time ago we used to term them nursery societies. But now, every society that is, every society that is formed is recognized as a society.
Yes.
But what happens is that what is happening, I know for sure that those nursery societies, some of them are exempted from this percentage system.
There are some who are currently.
Yeah, because some of the bishops come up to make a case for those societies. So those societies don't pay that. Don't go by this percentage system.
But they have a way of remitting to the church's system. They should, or at all.
Sure, they have a way of. I would say that they support the circuits that establish those societies, but they don't come into our books as percentages from those societies.
From what I glean is that so there are some who by their strength are not.
Yes.
So those who are complaining perhaps are not aware of this, I wouldn't say provision, this grace.
Those who are not contributing, they are very few.
They are few.
They are very few. But
Yes.
besides the tithe and other things, the societies, other societies, they also have their harvest 100% to themselves. So the smaller societies, whatever you raise at the end of the year for your harvest, some of them they start from the beginning of the year. They launch the mini harvest and then the main harvest. All those monies they are kept by the societies. So that one there's no assessment on it. The harvest monies, there are no assessments on it. It's only the tithe and the offerings that they remit 60%, 13 to the circuit, 9 to the diocese, and the 40 to pay to head
the
office.
head office.
Yes.
Yeah, very
But the
well.
head office is head office also needs that money because now throughout all the connection, every minister is paid at the end of the month.
And even during COVID, you were paying.
Yeah, even at the
Sure,
COVID, you were paying.
We're
Yes.
paying.
So
We're paying.
And I think
everybody
the
should
church should be-
contribute small.
yes.
You know, no matter how small the society is, at least contribute something small. Because we talk about giving. If you talk about giving, then the small society they must also try to also give something to the parent church so that they can also use the money to finance.
Very well.
Yeah.
Director of Finance, he mentioned one source of revenue, tithing.
Yeah, tithe.
And we know that it contributes the major
Sure,
significant
sure.
percentage
That is
of
true, that
our
is
source
true.
of
That is
fund.
true.
And we have over the period, previous conferences and GPCs and expanded GPCs, we were not doing so well as a church, where we needed to improve our sensitization, teaching members on tithing. For the period under review, what is your assessment on payment of tithe in the Methodist Church?
In terms of tithing, I would say there's more room for improvement. There's more room for improvement. I'm saying that there's more room for improvement because the Planning and Research and Growth Directorate, I think one of their reports, they were talking about, in terms of percentages,
Yes.
how many members were paying tithe.
Yes.
And it was so low.
Yes. We were doing
You see,
less than 50%
and
as a church.
My brother, the question is, we keep on saying that, we should be teaching them, they will be teaching, they should be teaching and teaching and teaching. What I know is that when societies are having their harvest, the week to the Sunday, they normally have revival.
Yes.
Revival.
Yes.
And whenever they invite speakers, people talk about tithing. I mean, they talk about giving in general, and of course, tithing. And so, but the point is that as a Christian, sometimes I ask myself, I don't think that I need an announcement to pay my tithe when at the end of the month I'm paid. So I always tell my congregation, if you are not working, I don't have problem. If you are not working, it means you are not earning any income. But if you are working, it means you are earning some income. So why would you as a Christian not pay tithe on the income that you have earned?
It's a behavior change matter.
Yes.
So
it's a question of
they have to be more spoken to appeal to.
It's about commitment and being faithful to the church. To say to the church, to God, to God, because yes, the tithe is the major source of our income. But as we are saying, about 50% or less are paying tithe.
Yeah.
So it means if all of us become committed and pay our tithes, we can generate more money. We can generate more money to finance most of these our projects and other things. Like the Wesley Towers, we could have finished payment long time. So it's a matter of commitment and being faithful. Because when it comes to harvest, we do all that we can. We do all that we can to raise the harvest monies. But when we come to other things, at times the commitment and the faithfulness is not there.
Yes, Messiah, yeah.
I've said the numbers are low. In addition to the low numbers, there are challenges, which audit is always on their trail to make sure that all these challenges, as much as they come out, we mitigate it in the bud and make sure that if there are challenges, that there are some leakages somewhere. We try as much as possible to block it. So it is constantly on our audit plan for the year. Every time it is on our audit plan. And anything at all that we come out with, Presiding Bishop doesn't joke with it. General Director of Finance doesn't joke with it. Quickly, they have to call the ministers to ensure that whatever is not accounted for is accounted for.
Accounted for.
Yes.
Very well. Director of Finance, let me look at your expenditure outlay. We can mobilize the resources and spend it. I don't want to use the word anyhow, and overspend. So, in the area of spending, for the period under review, we heard at a point in time that because we owe Wesley Towers, we are being financially prudent, certain conferences should not be held. What were the controls, the measures that was introduced that helped us in a way to
reduce our expenditure?
Exactly.
You see, when the current presiding bishop, when he met us, I mean, as a directorate, and in fact, he was talking to, I would say, not only the finance and development, but the other directorates. He was saying that, you see, to cut down expenditure, if you have a diocese program, and for your directorate, you have a diocese coordinator. Now, if you can use the coordinator as a resource person, then it means that you as a director, you don't have to go. You see? So that, because when you make trips, then it means that, of course, expenditures will go up. So, in such circumstances, just delegate. Let the coordinator handle the program, so that you can save some money.
In addition to that,
Yes.
we carry a pre-audit on all expenses. Every payment that is supposed to meet, we carry a pre-audit. And then where the request is not justified, if it is more than what we envisage to occur, that's ensuring value for money. Immediately we query it, and then the correct thing is done.
Well.
So as much as they are doing over there, we are also doing our part to make sure that we reduce expenses.
And I like the bit that you brought in, because we are in the last embers of our minutes on the show, in the next 5 minutes. Starting with you, Brother Ayi, what the societies that are non-compliant, either, I wouldn't say accidentally or intentionally, some might not have the capacity, and some might, what would you say to them to bring them up to measures in place to correct whatever infraction challenges they might have in?
Thank you very much. In fact, all circuits that has been established by Methodists, internal audit has been going through the societies to ensure that they have the personnel in place to do the work before they are passed to become circuits. So whenever we go to a place and we see all these infractions, non-compliance with the laws and all those things, we encourage them, at least to as much as possible, try to form a HR team that will be able to work as stipulated by the rules and regulations. We have spoken to the bishops, we are speaking to the superintendent ministers, and we hope that once this thing has come to their notice, they will do well to make sure that the non-compliance that we have seen, they will be able to comply in our next visit.
Very well. Director of Finance, your concluding remarks.
Yes. We want to encourage all societies so those on the portal system to go by the rules in respect of the portal system. Apart from that, we are encouraging the monitoring officers at the diocesan level. But we are looking up to them. Because on weekly basis, we expect them as monitoring officers to find out from the various circuits and so the societies whether they are complying with the rules governing the DPS system. I mean the payment and declaration system. If that is done on weekly basis and they report to head office, then we can also do the follow-up. Yes, especially for societies that have declared and not made the payments.
Okay, very well. Very good call. Yes, Reverend Godfred.
After that, I would just say that we should commit ourselves of doing what the church has decided to do. The church has given us something to do, like the money that we need to raise. Some of the time, the monies are raised, but to bring the monies to the appropriate areas, that is the challenge that we are currently facing, with discrepancies here and there. So I will urge our bishops, our superintendent ministers, our own ministers, and the stewards. They should all help the system so the system can run, so there will be no discrepancies here and there. You collect the money, you convey to wherever you need to send it, then all of us will be happy.
Then all of us will be happy. Remember, stewardship is key. And the only investment that you make that you can receive consistent dividends is an investment made in the house of God. House of God. God gave. So when we are giving is our worship. It's a form of worship. So let us give to support God's work because we are members of God's family. Thank you very much, gentlemen. We've had in the studio, you just heard the Reverend Godfred F. Ajipon, who is Director Resource Mobilization, Methodist Church Ghana, also Director of Finance, the very Reverend Ajay Ajiman, and with us the Internal Auditor of the Methodist Church Ghana, Brother Samuel Ayi. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for giving us insight. This has been Methodist in Focus. We are bringing you highlights on the reports that are presented here at the Expanded GPC 2025 from the Wesley Cathedral, Cape Coast. We have done so far that of General Directorate on Ministries. This one is the Directorate on Finance and Development. Stay glued to your set, stay tuned in. Other directorates will be presented so that you come at par with decisions that are taken in the church and concerning us. My name is Gabriel Newtuankra. Thank you very much for joining us. This has been Methodist in Focus. Goodbye. General Director.